So I'm sharing my screen tonight, and that is my screen. Okay. Effective goal planning for 2023. Effective goal planning for 2023. God gave us his word concerning the year 2023 from the book of Haggai chapter 2 verse 9. He said, the glory of the later house shall be greater than that of the former. So the glory of last year, whatever greater glory we saw last year, he said this year's glory will be greater than it. And that glory will begin from our personal lives to the church, to our career, to our business, to everything that we lay our hands to do, that we will be in our more greater level. That's what God is saying. The glory will be greater this year. Whatever glory you have seen in the past, it will be greater this year. In verse 8, he said, the silver is mine, the gold is mine. I'm going to bless my church. I'm going to bless my people. I'm going to do great things this year in their lives. It's God's word that has come to us. Last week, Monday, during the prayer meeting, we took our time to look at the prophecy that given by Daddy Gio. We looked at it. We looked also at the prophecy of the King City from Haggai chapter 2 verse 9. We break down everything. We prayed about it. We thank God for prayer. We thank God for prayer. But there's also a place of planning. When you are prayed, you plan. When you are prayed, we plan. And that's one of the mistakes that Christian does today. We pray and pray and pray, and we fast so much, but we don't have time to plan. We don't obey. We don't plan. And planning is about obedience. So I want us tonight to look at the other side. We have prayed. Can somebody open Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20 for me? Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20. And to show us something there before we start this topic tonight. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20. Please, let's have our Bible closer to us tonight. Ephesians chapter
now
3
unto
verse
him
20.
that is able to do. Now unto him.
Thank you, ma'am.
That is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us.
In us. Thank you so much. He can do exceedingly abundantly. He can do exceedingly abundantly. He said he can do greater glory this year. Exceedingly is able. God is able to do exceedingly abundantly. Exceedingly abundantly. He said, but what we ask and what we do, what? Please, can you read that scripture again for me? Exceedingly abundantly
above all that we ask.
That we ask and think.
According to the power
that works in us. So we ask and think. So we ask in prayer. So we have asked. So we are so used to the asking side, but we don't think. So it's the thinking side that we want to do today. Okay, He said he can do exceedingly above all that we ask or think. Okay, above all that we ask or think. So we ask in prayers, and we have been asking, we have been praying, we fasted for 6 days, we pray for 6 days. Thank God for those things. Spirituality, we thank God for all that. But we have asked. Now we need to start thinking. So the two needs to go together. And the thinking side talks about the planning. Planning. We have come to plan tonight concerning the year. So many of the mistakes that many believers does is that over the years they keep asking and asking and asking. They ask from January to December, but they never think. They don't do the thinking side, and that's the problem. And that's why they say, I prayed all through the year, the prophecy did not come to pass. I'm not sure about that prophecy. You didn't do your part very well. You asked and you asked and you asked, but you never sat down to think, how will I go about the prophecy? How do I bring it to pass? How will it come to pass? So tonight we'll be looking at effective goal planning for 2022. And because of time, I want us to kick on. I want our spirit, our soul, our mind to be here tonight. Now, effective goal planning for 2022. From the book of Proverbs chapter 24, verse 3 to 4. Proverbs 24, verse 3 to 4. I'm going to read it. And this is the Living Bible translation. The Living Bible translation, Living Bible. Proverbs 24, verse 3 to 4. It says, any enterprise is built by wise planning, becomes strong through common sense, and profit wonderfully by keeping abreast of fact. Okay? Any and every enterprise, they are built by wise planning. And that's what I want to do tonight. So you build things by wise planning. The things that you are trusting God for this year, they will come to pass as you begin to plan wisely from now. Become strong through common sense and profit wonderfully by keeping abreast of facts. Wise planning. Wise planning. Wise planning. It becomes strong through common sense and profit wonderfully by keeping abreast of facts. In Luke chapter 14 verse 28, he said, but don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first getting estimate and then checking to see if he has enough money to pay the bills? So you need to sit down and checking the estimates, sitting down to look at it first, has to do with planning, has to do with setting the goals and breaking the goals down on how to accomplishing the goals. And those are the things we want to do tonight. So people fail because there's no specific goals and plan. That's why people fail. Not because the prophecy was not true, just because they pray and they refuse to think. So people fail because there's no specific goal and planning. So the thinking side is making a tangible goals and planning those goals on how they can come to pass. So it's plan that separates dreamers from achievers. So I don't want you to just be dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. Don't just be dreaming, but begin to put your dream into plan. So it's plan that separates dreams and achievers. Two people have dreams, and one person achieved it, and the other person did not achieve it. Why? Because the person that achieved it began to turn those dreams to plan. He began to plan and break them down. How do I accomplish this? I want to get $1 million this year. Okay, that's a goal. How do I break it down? How do I go about it to be able to, at the end of the day, in my finance, be able to get this I'm planning to do? I want to get a new car this year. I want to get a new mortgage this year. I want to do this and that. I want to start this and that. I want to start a new business this year. And then you sit down and begin to, that's the goal. And then you begin to break down the goals on how you want to accomplish that goals. What are the details on being able to go about seeing that goal come to pass, the nitty-gritties. So it's very, very important. That's what separates dreamers from achievers, okay? Many people dream and pray and pray and pray. It's good to do that, you know, but we need to be able to sit down and plan. That's why God has given us brain to think, okay? God has given us brain to think so that we don't disturb him all the time. Imagine that every one of us do not have brain. You know, this world would just be so chaos, to be so chaotic that everybody would just be doing all kind of things. But he has given us brain to sit down and plan. You understand? As we pray so that we can bring those things that we are believing God for to pass. Now, when you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. When you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. So this year, beginning from this month, you want to sit down and begin to set goals, not just set goals. Many people set goals and those goals, they don't come to pass. Why? Because they never sat down to look at how to bring each of those goals to pass. And not just setting goals, but there's a way to set goals. I'm going to show you tonight how to set goals and how those goals can be realized. Understand? You set goals, you know, I'll show you the bracket within how you can put your goals together and how you can bring those goals to pass. You know, how we can break them together. That's why I'm so happy for every one of us that is online tonight. It's going to be a great time in God's presence. Now, a student that is going to get a first class in school, every first class student in school will start planning from the first year in school, not the final year. Okay, and that's why we are starting early. So whatever you want to achieve this year, you need to start planning now, not by June or by September or by December. No, you start planning now so that by time you are December or September or June or May, some people even by March they have cleared all their goals. Why? Because they set the goals and they put plans to it. You understand? So, and that's what we want to do tonight. The student that will get first class in school will start planning from the first year in that school, not the final year. We'll start from the first year in the school. Now, you can't use spirituality to break God's rule. And I mentioned that several times tonight. You can't use spirituality to break the rules of God. Okay? Spirituality about prayers and fasting and all that, they only complement and add value to your planning and your obedience. So when you plan and you obey and follow those planning to details and pray along with it and fast along with it, then God assists you and grace you in being able to fulfill that assignment, in able to accept responsibility to walk through those goals. Okay? And that's what spirituality does. It helps us to, it kind of complements those goals. It complements those things that we are trusting God for. It complements to bring those things to pass. It complements to bring those things that we are believing God to pass. So spirituality does not break the rules of God. Spirituality is not an abuse on your planning. No. Understand? And don't use spirituality to abuse God and say, because I'm praying, I don't need to plan. Understand? It's failure that is coming. Understand? You need to plan. That's why you need to plan. Understand? That's why you need to plan, so that your planning and your prayer can complement one another, and you can get fulfillment of that you are trusting God for. Many of us pray, but we refuse to plan. You say, ask. Above all that you ask and think, all that you ask and plan, He will do them. So when we ask, we need to think. It's very important. Understand? Zig Ziglar said, doing things the same way you have always done them and expecting to get a different result is a sign of insanity. Now, you always do things year in, year out, the same way, and you are expecting to get result. You understand? It shows that something is wrong with that mind. You understand? The way you did things last year and you didn't get results, you must not do those things again this year, because it means that you will still, it should be the same thing. You understand? If you didn't get result by doing those same thing last year, there's no doubt you will get result by doing the same thing again this year. So you need to re-strategize. You need to plan differently. You need to ask yourself, what are the things that is not making these goals that I set last year to come to pass? It's very possible you set those goals and you are not faithful enough with those goals to work with them detail by detail, or breaking them down, or knowing how to go about that goal. You see, it's not enough to set goals. You must know how to go about the goals that you set. It's very important. It's not enough to set a goal. You must know how to go about the goals. And that's why you must approach it differently. Understand? If you have been using the same approach and you are not getting any result, you need to re-strategize. Use another different approach. And God will help us this year in Jesus' name. Now, write your goals and break them down in details. You write down your goals and break them down in details. Set goals and plan on how to accomplish the goals, okay? And then people in prison, I want to just say this to you. Now, people in prison today met themselves in the prison because they have no plan to go anywhere else. Okay? Now, most of the people you find in prison, they met themselves here because they never had a plan or a goal, understand, or a direction for that year, understand. And because life aborts vacuum, understand, as long as there's no plan or there's no direction, the enemy will give you a plan. It will give you a direction, understand. So when you set a plan, understand, with prayer, you understand, it's impossible to find yourself in prison. Understand? Even if you find yourself there, maybe you are going to evangelize, understand, or you are going to tell people about Jesus. Understand? Why? Because you know that you have set a plan for the year. You have a direction of where you are going. Understand? And that direction is that you have placed a goal and a plan. Understand? That this is how I want to run this year. And that has created a responsibility upon your life, a discipline upon your life. Understand? And step by step, you see them coming to pass. Understand? So when there is no plan, when there is no goal, you don't see yourself ending up the year anyhow. That's what I'm trying to, that's what that phrase trying to say. That when there's no plan, when there's no goal, you just see things ending up anyhow. And anyhow can be finding yourself in the prison as an inmate, God forbid. You understand? Why? Because life aborts vacuum. when there's no set plan, you understand, the enemy can bring his own plan, you understand. But when you set a plan, you have a vision of what you are pursuing, you understand. You already know where you are going, you understand. And when you get there, you are not too surprised. Why? Because you know you have already set the plan towards getting there, you understand. So those that don't have a plan, you understand, people in prison today, they met themselves in the prison because they have no plan to go anywhere. There was no plan of going anywhere. So they made themselves where they don't want to be, you understand. So no pilot flies the aircraft without a flight plan. You can never find any pilot flying an aircraft without submitting a flight plan. He has to go to the check office, and before he flies the plan, he will submit his flight plan. That is how I intend to arrive at my destination. This is the plan, everything. This is how I'm flying it. He will sign the plan. They will have him to sign the plan, and then he will submit it before they will allow him to go and fly the flight, to go and fly. Why? Because he needs to show them the plan that he has put together on where he's going. Every pilot that flies an aircraft, that they always submit a flight plan before they travel. And that's what we have come to do tonight, so that we can have a flight plan on how we want to run the year. You understand? We have a flight plan. You know, submit our flight plan to God. Somebody was, submit it to God on how we want to fly this year. So without a flight plan, you are a dangerous experiment going somewhere to happen. Without a flight plan, you are a dangerous experiment going somewhere to happen. Without a flight plan, you understand? Don't begin this year. Don't begin to run this year without a flight plan. Without a plan, understand? It's very dangerous. Don't do that. Understand? It's dangerous. You are just going somewhere to happen. That's what I mean about that person that without a plan, he just met himself in prison. He's going somewhere to happen. It's dangerous. He just met himself in the prison and said, how did I get here? It's because you had no plan over the years. You understand? He just met himself and said, how did I get here? What happened? How did I become an inmate in the prison? There was no plan. You are a dangerous experiment going somewhere to happen without a flight plan. It's very important. Lastly, Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20, we already looked at that before. It said we ask in prayers and think by planning. We ask in prayers and we think by planning. You need to sit down and do a deep thinking. We ask in prayers and think by planning. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We think by planning. Okay? So before fighting that witchcraft in prayer, we need to undo the witchcraft that is waging. Understand? We need to undo. You say there's somebody that is doing you there. The one that is in your own mind too, you need to undo. If you don't take care of the witchcraft that's in the mind, the one outside is difficult to be taken care of. I think that's an adage in my local dialect. That if you don't deal with the witchcraft that is in the heart, it's difficult to deal with the one that is outside there. You understand? And that you need to think and begin to plan and put things together. When you do that, you understand, it's easy to go to the place of prayer and begin to deal with the one that is outside there. Okay? So we start by thinking in our mind and begin to put planning together, and then it's easy to go out there and do and pray. And then so you know that when your prayers and your planning, everything comes together, the next thing is accomplishment. You become an achiever. Okay? So it's very important to think, to plan, and then to pray. Now let's move forward. Effective planning for 2023. So I put this concept together, and it's called ABC. ABC. Somebody say, what is A for, what is B for, and what is C for? A means achievable goals. So this is how you want to set. You want to set your goals. A, you want to set achievable goals. Okay? Achievable goals. Set achievable goals. Okay? When you are setting that goals, make sure you are setting an achievable goal. Set achievable goals. Goals that is achievable. Somebody say, what do you mean by that, Pastor? Set a goal that is achievable. Okay? Tangible goals. Realistic goals. Okay? Realistic goals. Tangible goals. Set realistic and tangible goals. Goals that are realistic. Somebody is saying, and this year I want to go to the moon. That one is not realistic. There's nothing you are doing in the moon. There's so many things to do here on the earth. That goal is not realistic. You understand? Set realistic goals. Realistic goals. Goals that are realistic, tangible. You understand? There's no point going to the moon. There's so many things that you can do here. Set goals about tomorrow, about the future, goals that you run with. Understand? And I'll be showing you areas where you can set goals. I'll be showing you that tonight, areas where you can set goals so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So achievable goals, number one. Number two, set believable goals. Don't set a goals that you don't believe. Understand? Just like I said, when you bring that goal to prayer, you need to have faith. You need to believe in what you have set. So set a goal that you believe. Understand? Set goals that will move you and excite you, but don't set goals that will overwhelm you. Okay? Set goals that will move you, that will excite you, but don't set goals that will overwhelm you. Understand? If you are trusting God for to maybe to build a mansion or to do one great thing, you understand? There's nothing, your goals must be very big, must not be small. There's nothing wrong in setting big goals. As long as you believe in it, that's just it. There's nothing wrong in setting big goals. There's nothing wrong. As long as you believe in the goals you are setting. Understand? Let your goals, let it excite you. Let your goal, let it move you to want to run. That's passionate goals that you are passionate about, that will move you to run, that will excite you. But don't let the goal overwhelm you. Understand? Don't let the goal overwhelm you. When the goal is bigger than your mind, it's very difficult. Your mind must be bigger than the goal. Okay? So set believable goals, things that you believe. Understand? No matter how big it is, no matter how big that thing may be, make sure that you believe that God can bring it to pass. And the C there, the C is let your goals be concrete and solid goals. Concrete and solid. Set concrete and solid goals. Let your goals be concrete and solid. Concrete and solid goals. So that's the ABC on how to set your goals. Achievable, believable, and concrete goals. Achievable, believable, and concrete goals. So let's look at plans. Let's look at plans. Putting steps together to achieving your goals. How do I put steps together to achieve my goals? How do I put steps together to achieve my goals? How do I put steps together to achieve my goals? Number one, now you have step by steps on how you can achieve that goal. I want to talk about that right now. Step by steps on how we can achieve that goal. Okay? Now set a definite and specific goal. Number one, set a definite, you can see it on the screen. Set a definite and a specific goal. Let your goals be definite and specific. Okay? When you are setting that goal, make sure the goal is definite and specific. Nothing becomes dynamic until they are specific. Nothing becomes dynamic until that thing is specific. So if it's in respect to finance, write down the amount. Okay? Write out the amount. Make sure you set specific goals. So this is how to set your goals. Okay, I'm giving you step by step right now. Okay, make sure your goal is definite and specific. Okay, because nothing becomes dynamic until they are specific. So in respect to that finance, make sure you write the amount. Be specific in the finance area you're talking about. Write the amount of what you are trying to accomplish. And then if it's a car that you are believing God for, write the color of the car, the make of the car, the year of the car. Somebody say why? Make sure you are specific. I'm telling you, there's power in what I'm telling you tonight. Just do that. Make sure whatever, don't just do it. Don't just say randomly, I want a car. No. Be specific. That's what shows that you are serious about what you are believing God for. Be specific, and you will see how you'll be so close or even get that thing. Just be specific and have faith in it. Be specific. If it's a car, write the color, write the make, write the year. Be specific. If it's an amount, write the figure, be specific about it. So set specific and definite goal. That woman with the issue of blood, she was specific. He said, if I can touch the hem of his garment, that's what she wants to do. Everybody was doing all kind of things. She was specific in what she wants to do. If I can touch the hem of his garment. Now, Anna was specific in when he went to pray. He said, God, just give me Samuel, give me a male child. I want a male child. A male child. Give me a male child, Samuel, and I'll give him back to you. Specific. When you are specific, heaven take you serious. Many of us, we casualize everything. That's why we don't take it serious. It doesn't look like you want. They don't even after setting the goal, you yourself don't look serious to the goal. Understand? Because you are not specific. You are not definite about what you want. Understand? Be specific before God. Understand? Now, number 2, decide on a deadline. It's not enough to be specific. Make sure you have a deadline that you want the goal to be accomplished. When do you want to achieve it? When do you want to accomplish the goal? Fix a date you want to achieve it. Things don't move when you set. Things move when you set a deadline. Things will move when you set a deadline to things. It's very important. Things will move when you have a date. You want to get married? Write the date down. You want to buy the car? Write the date down. You want to believe in God for a certain amount? Write the date down. You want to change your career? Just specific about when you want to do that. What month this year? What time do you want to do it? Be specific. When do you want to achieve it? Fix the date about it. Don't casualize it. Be serious with the goal that you are setting. Fix a date. That's how to set a goal. Fix a date. Be specific about it. Make it detailed. Fix the date. Understand? Decide on a deadline, because when there's no deadline, you will not be serious about it. Until you place a deadline to it, you have placed a tag on it that this thing must be over by this time. Understand? Place a deadline on it. Fix a date on it. You make the goal to come alive. You make the goal to be real. Understand? Then number 3, write down your goal. Write it down. Write the goal down. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. It says, make it plain that you may run that readeth it. Because it is from an appointed time. An appointed time. It has a time. There's a time. That's why you need to fix the date. And that you need to create the appointed time. Fix the date. And write down the goal. Write it down. Say, make it plain that you may run. That if you write it down, you'll be able to run with the goal. Write it down. Write down your goals. Don't say, I just have it in my head. No, that's not. Write down the goal. Pen it down one after the other. Write it down. Make it specific. Number 1. Specific about it. Understand? Decide on the date. It must have a deadline. Place a deadline on it. Then write down the goals. Write down the goals. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down clearly. Then number 4. Develop a plan to achieve your goal. Please, I'm sure you are all writing. Make sure you are writing tonight, please. Make sure we are all in a class. Make sure you are writing. We are looking at how to run this year. How to run. Make sure you are writing, please. Everyone, make sure you are putting down something. Don't just be listening. Don't just be watching. Make sure you are writing down something, please. Develop a plan to achieve your goal. Now, this is the major aspect of it. Understand? The first 3 I mentioned: set a specific goal, decide on the deadline, write down the goals. Okay, virtually most people do that. Some people do that. Okay, but this is the major aspect. Now, you need to develop. Many people write goals. Some people are not specific about it. Some people don't place a deadline on it. Some people don't even write it out. But this 4th one, virtually 100% of people don't do it at all. Develop a plan to achieve your goal. Develop a plan. Develop a plan. Write down a step-by-step process on how to achieve this goal and strategize on the goal. So, process to achieving it. You want $1 million naira? Okay. How do I get the 1 million naira? Step by step. What's the process? What do I need to do? How do I go about it? Step by step. Step by step. Oh, we are believing God. Like for a church now, I'll be giving you examples with the church, and because to set out a goal for the church this year. Understand? Oh, we are believing God for this amount of members this year. How do we go about it? We are praying about it, thank God. But the plan now, how do we go about it? How do we go about evangelizing? How do we strategize? How do we set up some gathering? How do we do some campaign out there? How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we reach out to our members? How do we reach out to people? How do we create events? How do we do this? How do we approach our first timers? How do we do more of hospitality? How do we meet the needs of our members? You know, these are, I'm talking about the church level right now, because we have put our own goals, you understand? You know, you need to set your own personal goals too. I want to buy a car this year. How do I go about it? You understand? What do I separate to go about it? What do I need to put together? Okay, how does my credit look like? Do I need to put some savings up out? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Who do I speak to? Who do I do this? Who is an expert in that area? How do I relate with them? This and that. You need to set a step-by-step process on how to go about what you want to accomplish. Otherwise, you find yourself in December and find out that you have not done anything. Develop a plan to achieve your goal. Okay? A plan to achieve your goal. There must be a plan. Develop a plan. This goal, number one, this is the goal. Okay? How do you accomplish that goal? Take time to develop the steps. Understand? Oh, who do I reach out to? Who is an expert in this area? How do I go about it? Oh, what do I need to get? What do I need to put aside? What do I need? This step by step. That's how God will help you. Understand? Now, the next thing there is determine what. Number one, I say set a specific goal. Number two, I say decide on a deadline that you want to accomplish it. Write down the goals. Number three, then number four, I say develop a plan to accomplish the goal. Then number five, I say determine what you would give in exchange for achieving your goal. Okay. Now this is part of the developing side. Determine what you would give in exchange for achieving your goal. Okay, because the goal will not fall on your laps, right? There's something to give in exchange for you to get your goal. Okay, now life responds to value. Okay, right? Life responds to value. What you get depends on what you give out. Okay, can somebody open Matthew 7 verse 12? Matthew 7 verse 12. Matthew 7:12. Now, what you give to life is what you get from it. If you want to get something from, you won't get something for nothing. That's just it. If you want to get something, and you must be ready to give something. Okay? If you want to get 1 million, for example, you must be ready to give a value that is worth 1 million. Okay? You must know how to, because it's all about sowing and reaping, seed time and harvest. Okay? If you want $1 million, you must be ready to give $1 million worth of value to attract it. So you must be ready to give something in exchange to get your goal. Understand? And these are the way you strategize your goal. What value am I ready to, am I able, or am I ready to add? Okay. So what value do I have? In Matthew chapter 7 verse 12, there, Matthew 7:12.
Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them, for this is the law and the prophets.
Thank you. Whatever you want men to do to you, do unto them too. Okay? You want that goal to come to pass, you need to also give out something. Okay? You need what value am I ready to add? Okay? In that thing that you are trying to put together, how can I add value and bring it to pass? What is it that I want to give to get this? You understand? That's how to plan. You understand? That's how to plan. So there must be something within. You understand? There must be something. It might be your finance. It might be your gift. It might be that you are giving the time. It might be that it might be in your career. Something. There's always something to give, to always get. You understand? You must think that way. Okay, that's how the thing is. This is the law and the prophets. That's life. That's life. Jesus, when he was here, he was always giving out, and that's why he was getting. He was always adding value. He was a man with so much value. He was adding value. He was always 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 adding value. Every time you add value, you're always getting something back. Okay, so determine what you would give in exchange for achieving your goal. It's very important. Have that mindset. Okay, don't just have that and the goal will just follow my laps. Don't, because I write it down, it will just happen. No, you must be. You are giving. You might be giving something out somewhere. It might happen some other place. You understand? You understand? It might not even be from where you are giving from. You might just be giving out somewhere, and God is working on it somewhere else for you, and if somebody's responding to it, you understand? Why? Because something is coming out. Why? Because seed time and harvest, it can never cease. It's a covenant. Nobody can break that covenant. It can never cease. You can't break the rules of God. Seed time and harvest will never cease. If you don't give, if you don't sow anything, if you are not giving out anything, don't expect to get anything. You understand? There's no amount of prayer you can pray. You can fast from now to tomorrow. If you are not a giver, if you are not a sower, either you are adding value, either you are giving, either if you are not a giver, if something is not going out of you, nothing will come back. I'm telling you the truth. It's a covenant of life. Understand? It's a covenant of life. Jesus was always adding value everywhere. And that's why he never lacked anything. That's why it was easy to accomplish anything. If you are always releasing something from you, it's always easy for you for things to be attracted back to you. Okay? But those that are always getting and not releasing anything, you see them, they always go down. They go down because they're always looking up to people. But those that are always giving and giving, they are always going up and going up and going up. And those people are looking up to them. Why? Because they think, they have the mentality, they think giving out. Either they are giving value or they are giving their substance, or they are always thinking value addition. Always be value addition oriented. Be value addition driven. You understand? That I'm telling you, with that, you will see many things accomplished in your life this year. Be value addition driven. Always be there to contribute something. Always be there to give out something. Always be there to release something. I'm telling you, you will see yourself just going out. Accomplishing your goals is very easy. Understand? That mentality will help you so much. Understand? You need to, if you have the opposite mentality, you need to begin to change it. That might be the reason why your goals are not accomplished. You need to begin to work on it. And lastly, very importantly, keep the goals before you every day. Okay? You need to keep your goals before you. So your eyes needs to be seeing it. It needs to be reminded in your mind as you go about every day. You can paste the goals maybe at your door. I pasted the goal here at the bedroom door. In the study also, I pasted it to be seen it. I pasted the goal for the church. I pasted it there to be seen it. This is where we are going this year. You understand? And this is how we want to go about it. This is how we want to accomplish it. You understand? And so when we are reaching out to many of you this year, you need to understand that we are pursuing a vision as we are praying. You understand? That's how we can get there together. You understand? We are not just praying and we are not thinking. We are putting plans together. Okay? So you keep the goals before you every day. Why are you doing that? So that the goals can enter your spirit. I'm telling you, it's what enters your spirit that will come to pass, because everything is completed in the spirit before they become physical. Everything that we see today was completed in the spirit realm. Everything that you see in the world today, they were completed first in the spirit realm before they became physicalized, before they become visualized, before everybody begin to see it. So that goal must enter your spirit. And before it can enter, you need to be seeing it every day. Let it be seen it. Put it where you can be seeing it every day. Be seeing it. You understand? Hang it where you can see it. Be seeing the goal. Where your eyes can see it often. Put it here. You understand? Until it enter your spirit. When it enter your spirit, it will be in your hand. As soon as it enter your spirit, enter your heart, God will put it in your hand. That means you have believed it enough that God can bring it to pass. You understand? Once it enter your spirit, there's no doubt anymore. In the spiritual realm, it has begun to work together. You will see people begin to warn about in the spiritual realm to help you bring it to pass. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you, let it enter your spirit. Don't casualize it. Don't just write it down. Some people will write their goal now, go and put it inside some books and forget it there. When it's December, they will now open it. What is that goal that I wrote in January? I say, this thing did not come to pass. It will not come to pass like that. You need to place it where you'll be seeing it. Let it enter your spirit. Not that when it's November or when it's September, that's when you now go and open it. No. When you see it, always you know how to run with it. You know the plan you have set on how to run with it. You will pursue it and you will see it come to pass. That's the way to go this year. That's how to go about it this year. That's the way to go. And then I want to rush quick. Let's look at some areas where we need to set goals. Please, we'll take some extra time tonight. Please, I want you to please understand just some few. I'll take some maybe 10 minutes extra tonight before we wrap up. So areas where we need to set goals. In Luke chapter 2, verse 52. Can somebody read it for me? Luke chapter 2, verse 52. Luke chapter 2, verse 52. Can somebody read this for me? Luke chapter 2, verse 52. Can somebody read this for me?
And Jesus increased in wisdom, stature,
in stature,
and in favor with God and man.
With God and man. Thank you so much, man. So Jesus increased in wisdom. So we need to set goals in area of wisdom. And wisdom talks about mental ability. Areas where I'm looking at areas where we need to set goals this year. So please, let's take note. Areas where we need to set goals this year. We need to set goals in areas. Say Jesus increased. And so success is a balance. It's not about money or about material things. All the goal you set is just about how to make 1 million, how to buy a car, how to buy a house, how to buy. No, that's not goal. That's not goal. Goals, a tangible goal, a specific goal. You understand? You are setting goals about your mental ability. First, Jesus increased. He was growing. He said go for himself. He was growing in wisdom. So wisdom talks about mental ability, setting a career goal for yourself. A career goal. Set your career goal. Set goals about your career. Okay? Why? Because spirituality is no excuse for mediocrity. Okay? Spirituality is not an excuse for mediocrity. Okay? You must set your own career goal. If you have a business, set a business goal. I'm telling you, I told you just now, we have set a goal for the church this year that we are running and how to accomplish the goal. We develop a plan on how to accomplish the goal. It's very important. So Jesus increased in wisdom. Okay, he increased in wisdom. That's mental ability. Set a career goal for yourself. Spirituality is not an excuse for mediocrity. Each day, you should add value. Each day should add value to you. Add value to you. What books are you reading? How do you intend to improve your mental capacity? How many books in the areas of your career have you read or are you planning to read this year? Read books that will add value to your expertise. Books that will add value to your expertise, that will sharpen your skills. Stop reading Baba Jasko, Mommy Jasko. All those things will not add value to you. All those Romeo and Juliet that they won't add value. Books in the area of where you are going in your career. You want to improve in that, some exams you need to write this year, or you want to change career, you want to retrain, you want to develop yourself. You know, one day God was telling me, he said, imagine that the same catapult that David used to kill Goliath was the same catapult that David was still using after he has killed Goliath. Maybe that was when they say he killed 10,000 men. Maybe that was the catapult he still went to use to keep. You see, he improved himself. David began to improve himself. He now began to use sword. Jonathan began to teach him how to operate in the palace. After he used catapult to enter the palace, but catapult could not continue anymore in the palace. Now he needed to improve himself. He started to learn how to use sword to fight. He became a man of war. That he began to have soldiers. He became a general. He began to have soldiers. Why? He has trained himself. He has improved on his catapult. Now he can use sword. You have been using catapult all through the year. You need to change your catapult to sword. Begin to expertise. Change your career. If you need to retrain on that career, if you need to read some books that will add value to that career, or write some exams that will bring promotion at your work, set on that. That's how to set a goal and accomplish your goal. Look at the books that you need to read in that area of that goal that you need to accomplish, that will help you to accomplish that thing. It's very important. Okay? Now, number 2, he said, Jesus increased in wisdom and stature. And stature there talks about health. Your health. Your health. You must take your health serious this year. Set goals about your health. Eat good food. Diet. See your doctor for medical tests often. At least once or twice in a year. Do some fitness check. Understand? Eat good things. If you need to lose your weight, lose your weight. If you need to add weight, add weight. Depending on the goals, set goals for your stature, for your health. It's very important. Don't let anything take you unaware about your health. Set goals. I want to go to the gym twice in a week. I want to make sure I be able to fast and diet in this area. I want to be able to eat some this kind of food. I want to see my doctor twice this year or once this year. You know, I want to do this. Set goals about your health. Your health is very important. Health is wealth. If you have your wealth and there's no health to enjoy it, how do you go about it? Set goals about your health. It's very important. And then number 4, he said, and he was in favor with God. Jesus was in favor with God. What does that mean? Spirituality. Relationship with God. How many minutes will you spend in prayer this year? You need to create a time that you want to pray. Don't wake up in the morning and begin to press phone. That's not. I wake up in the morning, you want to have family devotion together with my children. Or wake up in the morning, you want to spend some time, praying. 30 minutes, 1 hour to pray. Oh, this year I want to complete my Bible. I want to read 5 chapters in a day. That's how to do. This year I want to make sure I serve in the ushering department, in prayer group, in evangelism. I want to win 5 souls to God. Oh, before June. Or this year I'm planning to do one soul in a month. You need to have spiritual goal. How do you want to contribute to the kingdom of God? What's your spiritual contribution this year to yourself? Those things are the things that will add value to the goals you have set. That's how to accomplish your goal. Set goals in this area. You understand? Set spiritual goals. It's very important. How many chapters do you plan to read daily? What will be your contribution to God's house? Plan your time, your time to serve God. Serve God. Please, I want to beg you. That's the only way to go. Serve God with your time. Serve God with your time. Don't let them coerce you to come to church, coerce you to join Zoom, coerce you to... No. Serve God with your time. Be there before they call you. Serve God with your time. I'm begging you. That's the way to accomplish your goal this year. Serve God with your time, your gift, your intellect. Serve God with it, with your resources. Serve God with it, with your children, your spouse. Serve God. How many souls do I want to bring to God this year? He says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these goals will be added to you. Serve God this year. It's very important. I want to talk much about the 4th one there. He was in favor with God and in favor with men. You understand? He was serving God. That was why he was. Jesus wake up in the morning and go and pray. He don't have time. They'll be looking for him about. He wake up in the morning and go and pray. Prayer. He wake up in the morning, create time for himself first before he begin to go out for other things. Serve God with your time this year. Spiritualize your life and serve God with your time. Please, I beg you. And then number 4, he said he was in favor with men. He was in favor with men. Set goals concerning your relationship. You understand? Set goals, your relationship, your wife, your children. You understand? If you are single, set goals. You understand? For your parents, for your siblings, for your friends, for the person you are dating or you are courting with. Set goals. You understand? Set goals. Set goals. Family time. Socialize. Take some break. Go for some vacation. Success is not a destination. It's just a journey. So you need to remember that there are people around you. You understand? You need to plan for those people to plan. Have time for your children. Have time for your spouse. Have time for those relationships that matters to you. Have time for your colleagues. Spend time. Socialize. You understand? Spend time. You understand? Socialize. Where you are socializing, you can tell people about Jesus. Socialize. To take some vacation, to rest, you understand, to refresh yourself. You understand? When you refresh yourself very well, you come back again and work more and be able to pursue the goal very well. It's very important. He was in favor with men. He built relationship. That's what it means. Jesus, he built, even with Zacchaeus, even with unbelievers, build relationship. You understand? Build relationship with people. Respect relationship. Value relationship. You understand? You have somebody that can add value in the area that you are trusting God for. Humble yourself to go and learn. Build relationship with them. It might be an unbeliever. Learn from it. You can get something from them. You understand? Everything is not about speaking in tongues and prayer. You can learn something from them. You understand? Those people that are doing great things here, most of them are not even spiritual, but they are able to maximize many things. You understand? Build relationship around you. That's how to go about it. Look at Jesus' life. Look at his life. He never looked down on anybody. He never looked down on anybody. He took the light of God to everywhere. He took the light. Let your light go everywhere. Build good relationship. Build healthy relationship. You understand? Build healthy relationship is very important. Humble yourself is very important. And lastly, set your financial goals. Set financial goals. Okay, you need to set financial goals. You got to have a budget. You need to have a budget this year. Set a budget. How much do I want to make this year? Okay, I'm making this year 200,000. Okay, out of the 200,000, my tithe is 10%. My offering in my family now, every time we appear, every time either in church or Zoom, as a family, as a this church, forever we have been doing that. We know what our offering is. I know my offering. My wife knows our offering. My children, they know their offering. We already arranged that this is how much we give. We know our offering. I know my tithe. And then the kingdom of investment, we also know that how we are being part of, we made up our mind as a family and say, okay, whatever miscellaneous since the church has started, we will be covering it so that we don't have to touch the purse of the church. That's our own kingdom investment. That's how we are investing. Apart from our tithe, I don't take anything from the church. I don't take salary. I'm not on stipend or anything. No. My tithe goes to the church. My offering goes to the church. Every service I appear, I come there with my tithe and my offering. They go together. Understand? And then we have the miscellaneous of the church. We made up our mind as a family that we will cover it. That they want to buy this, want to buy that, it comes to our pocket, our purse. That's kingdom investment. What do you want to do for God this year? How do you want to budget your finance? Budget kingdom investment in your finance. Budget. They are talking about church now. We are moving to our own location this year. How do I want to be part of it? Okay, I want to be keeping this certain amount so that I can be part of it too. I can contribute to this. And then your tithe, and then your offering. Budgets are part of the goals. Don't just set selfish goals. Let your goals be about the kingdom. Let it be about God. Let it be about, you understand, when you set, you will see them come to pass. Place them where you can see them. You understand? You will see how God, because you have anything you involve God, they will always come to pass. Anything you put partner with heaven with, they will come to pass. Understand? Set your goals like that. Understand? Have it, your tithe. You know your tithe. If my salary is 200,000 and then my tithe is 10%, I know that 20,000 must go out from my salary, from my annual tithes. And so when it's December, I check it. Did I pay 20,000? Sometimes I say I do shoot more than it. That's how it should be. Know the offering that you give every time you come to a service. He said, don't appear before me empty. Set the goals, set all those things. Then housekeeping goals. Set goals on fuel, on transportation, allowance for your children, allowance for yourself, allowance for your wife. Budget all those things. The things that you want to do. Set your financial goals. If you don't set it very well, something else will set it for you. If you set it very well, you will arrive at where you are going easily. Do a map plan. Let everything be well meaningful, be well set around you. These are the areas you need to set. It's very important. It's very important. It's very key. Have a budget. Set a budget for your finance. Have a plan. It's very important. It's very important. So it's plans that separate dreamers from achievers. When you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. When you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. Brethren, I want to believe God has spoken to us tonight, to me and you, on how we should pursue this year, how we should take it step by steps. I want to believe you have picked so many things. I want to believe everybody is writing, and you will not just write. You would, after leaving this place, if you have not set your goal, you will go back and set the goal and develop a plan. If you have not, if you have set the goal and you haven't developed a plan, you will go and develop a plan based on the goals you have set. If you have set the goal and you have not set it properly, you go and set it properly and develop a plan on how to go about it. This is how to see the prophecy of greater glory fulfilled this year. This is how to see the prophecy of greater glory fulfilled this year, brethren. Okay, as we pray and trust God together, we plan and do our part. And I'm telling you, you will see how God will bring them to pass. God said in his word, he said the things that they have imagined to do, the things that they imagine to build a tower. He said they imagined to do, and God said this thing, they will accomplish it because they imagined it was in their thoughts. They were thinking about it. And as they were thinking and imagining it, they were doing it. They were doing it. They were doing it. They were doing it. And because these people they will get to heaven. Why? Because the power of imagination, the thought of planning is very important. Every time you do that, you have involved the spiritual realm to support it. You have invoked the spiritual realm, and you will see them come to pass. I pray that every of our plan and our goals this year, they will come to pass in the name of Jesus.